This is our 300th episode. In the history of this show, I think it's pretty safe to say that the most popular guest ever has been Conor McGregor. I don't think there's any doubt to that. And it has been a while, and understandably so. The man has exploded. He has turned the world of MMA upside down. He is arguably the biggest star in the sport. He is the face of the featherweight division. He has a gigantic fight coming up in December. He is the face of the Ultimate Fighter right now. I mean, what he has done in the last 2+ years, nothing short of amazing. You know the story, you know the ride. But he has found some time out of his very, very, very busy schedule to return home. You can always come back home. And there he is, Conor McGregor, back home on the MMA Hour. How are you, my friend?
I am absolutely amazing, Ariel. Thank you for that great introduction. That is why you are at the top of your game. Because you can recognize greatness. You can recognize when a man is doing something different and pay him that respect. People who cannot pay that respect and understand what's happening and hold bitterness and hold grudges to it and hate on it, they'll never reach the pinnacle of what they're trying to do. And you recognize what's happening. As I recognize what's happening with you and what you are doing, your 300th episode, you're the top reporter in the game. It's no surprise that you are that way. So I am honored to be back here on your 300th episode. What a feat. Congratulations. And let's talk.
All right. Well, thank you so much again. Your first appearance eating those blueberries, I mean, that goes up there in our Hall of Fame. I don't know if anyone will ever be able to top that. So it's so great to have you back. I was worried for a second that you'd forgotten about us, but I know deep down you're still the same old guy. You're still the same old Conor.
Yes, I am.
As hungry as ever, right?
I have not changed, Ariel. There's a lot that has changed, but I have not changed. I'm still the same person. I'm still on the hunt. I'm still on the hunt for that number. You know, I watched that first episode back when I first came onto your show, and I'm no different. I still eat blueberries. You know what I mean? Keep them lean. After that show, I was getting... People were like photoshopping my face onto packets of blueberries, and I was thinking in my business mind, I was saying, shit, I should capitalize on this and start selling blueberries now. But no, it's been a crazy ride, and I feel every now and again I get this. I almost take a back step, or I go somewhere else and I come back reinvigorated. And this is just another one. I just keep getting reinvigorated to go again and keep pushing and keep breaking down barriers and climb to heights that the game has never seen before.
You know, I'm happy that we're talking to you back in Dublin. You recently returned to Dublin right after the Go Big press conference, and it had been several months. I mean, you had been all around the world and back, and you finally came back with the belt. What was that moment like when you stepped on Irish soil and you were greeted by this amazing crowd at the airport?
The support I'm getting is unbelievable. But I think everyone back home, they understood the work ethic that I put in. They understand what I came through. I think it was clear for a lot of people the amount of hours and the amount of sacrifice and everything that I'd gone through, all the media, all the travel, all everything. So when I actually came home, I feel my people have recognized that, and they haven't been too invasive. They've given me, you know what I mean? Everyone is respecting, and it's just been a great vibe. And to walk back into my gym, Straight Blast Gym, I almost feel like I had to learn how to mix back in with society or something. It just felt weird to be around it and people going about their normal day. And but it's been amazing for me. You know, the air back home. I can't, you know. Living in Las Vegas, the air is very, very dry. You don't see fluffy animals running around outside in Las Vegas. The only animals that survive out in that climate are reptiles and snakes and lizards, and that's the type of animals you see out there. And there's very good reason for that. It's because the air is fucking. You can't live in that air. You know, one of the things I noticed and I missed from being out there was the air back home in Ireland. It's fresh, it's clean. Now I have my home, and it's up in the countryside. It's true. You have to get through 2 gates to get to my house. It's sitting right on a golf course. I wake up every day. I have a cup of coffee. I walk out onto my balcony, and I just breathe in that fresh air and begin my day. So things are going absolutely amazing for me now, and I feel reinvigorated and ready to go and unified that belt. I find throughout camps, I have words that almost stick in my head throughout the whole camp. The last one, I felt the word was capitalize. I wanted to capitalize on every opportunity that I could and that came my way. And this time, I feel the word that's sticking in my head is unify. You know, that's the word I'm going in here with, unify. And I'm going to unify that belt. I'm going to silence the critics. I'm going to put Jose away, and that's it. Now we're going to see what people have to say, because I don't get into better shape anywhere else except home. When I train at home and with the buddies and the people I have back home and the coaches and everything back home, I enter the octagon like an animal. With that last one and with what I was faced with and the work ethic and the injuries and this and that, and I essentially went into that octagon on one leg. Now I feel I am home, and I feel coming through that adversity, I feel I have gained 3 new legs. I feel like I will enter this fight with 4 legs. So I'm in a great place mentally and physically. My body is right. I'm moving in sequence in both ways. I can spin both ways. I can land both ways. I'm going to destroy Jose, and I'm gonna lay claim to that pound for pound #1 spot. They will understand soon. They might not. I know there's a lot of bitterness and there's all these bums that are hating me, and rightfully so. You know, I mean, it is what it is. They continue to hate, but I will continue to show up and win. So that's it.
Can you finally explain to us the extent of your injuries going into that fight? We've heard things like that. You've talked about it a little bit here, but we don't know exactly what you were dealing with. Are you comfortable with talking about it now?
I mean, I was injured. I re-injured my leg.
It was bad?
I couldn't walk. I could not walk. I couldn't even. There was a period in the camp where I couldn't even stand up straight.
Wow.
You know what I mean? 2 weeks before the fight was when I was start throwing kicks again. So everyone that was around me in that camp that I brought in, the reason it all shaped up like that was because I went traveling the world tour, and I got injured on the world tour training with unfamiliar bodies in a competitive atmosphere. This game breaks you down enough. You must find comfort with your training partners, and it's about making it to the contest, keeping your body fresh and your mind sharp. It's the same thing that I tried to instill into those Ultimate Fighter contestants, because every single one of them were banged up also. They came from a fight to get into the house, so everyone had a banged up knee, a banged up elbow, a bust up face. The game breaks individuals, so there's no point in being in the gym and breaking yourself down. So that's what I learned through that whole experience. And when I injured myself on that world tour, I had to bring people that I was comfortable with and I had to lock my frame away. That's honestly what I felt like I did. I had to lock my frame away, and it was almost like I was in a prison cell at times. But I always said to myself, every damn day I woke up, I said, the true greats, they conquer adversity. The true greats can slice through adversity, no problem. And that's what I done there. I faced my adversity and I conquered it. Jose had his adversity and he ran from it. He might be able to come back and he might be able to peek his head back in the door, but he'll never be able to leave the fact that he ran when I didn't. And they knew about my injury and the same way I knew about his injury. And I told him, I said I would not target the body. I would have fought fair play. I would have attacked the chin. It was the chin I was going to hunt. And he still pulled out of it when they knew about my situation and I didn't pull, but they were looking to target that area. So, but it is what it is. I seen him at the Ultimate Fighter. I seen him at the press conference. I'm not trying to get in the guy's head. I'm not trying to mess with his head. I'm not messing when I say I'm trying to cuddle him and trying to baby him to this fight, because you put it on a man too much, they don't show up. And it's the same thing I realized I seen in the boxing game with Fury and Klitschko. Klitschko pulled out with a sore calf. You know, when all this is going on, they don't realize until they're in it, until they're in the fire, and then they look for their exit. So I'm taking my foot off the pedal. I wish Jose well. I wish him a safe camp. I hope he trains smart, because they don't train smart over there. They get banged up and banged up and banged up. And their body breaks, and that's what you're seeing. That's what you're seeing with Hennen. That's why Hennen had that second fight against TJ and could not make adjustments, because his training and his preparation does not allow him to make adjustments, does not allow his movements to grow, and he cannot change his reactions, because it's repetition, it's routine, and routine and repetition is the answer. If the question is how can I lock up the human frame, how can I restrict freedom of movement, how can I close my mind off to other forms of movement. So I just wish Jose well. I hope to see him on the night. Do I think he will show? I still don't. I still don't. I'm rarely wrong, but like always, I will be there. The numbers I bring, they will be there. So
Who are you
that's all
expecting
I can
then?
say about that.
Who are you expecting on December 14th?
I don't know. I'm not fully
12th, I should
gonna
say.
say he's not gonna. I'm not fully gonna say he's not gonna show up because I'm still hoping he does. You know, like I said, take the foot off the pedal. Try and school him how to do it. School him to the game. How to prepare for world championship fights. There's a lot at stake. You can't be bringing in people that are coming to hurt you. He hurt his rib when he brought in an opponent to mimic my style through a lazy wide spinning back kick, and I caught him on the left rib. I saw the footage and everything. I know everything about that whole camp. I know everything about everyone and everything. So I just hope he trains smart this time, has learned his lesson, because you do learn from injury. You come back with a better understanding of preparation, and at least I did. So I hope he does, and he shows up, and we can put this to rest and allow me to unify that belt and give me that pound for pound number one spot, which is mine, and I know it's mine, and deep down he knows it too. So. That's it. That's all I'll say on that.
When you squared off with him at the press, it's amazing because you guys have squared off now like 10, 15 times, but you never fought. I mean, you squared off against this guy an unbelievable amount of times, but you still have yet to fight him. What did you see this time? Was it different than the other times in the World Tour when you looked in his eyes?
I saw a man who was late for a flight. He was late for an airplane flight. You know what I mean? He had a flight to catch. So I didn't see nothing. You know what I mean? I see glass. Like I said before, I look into his eyes and I see glass. You can hide it with everything else, but the eyes, they don't lie, Ariel. I know I've said it a million times, but they truly, truly don't. When you look dead into someone's soul, you can look into someone's soul when you look into their eyes. And I just saw a man that's looking to get the fuck out of here as quick as possible. So I looked around the platform up there, everyone else that was up there, and I told them, stay ready for this. Like I said on episode 1 of our show, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Do you know what I mean? That's something I said. That's everywhere now. You see that everywhere. But it rings true. Stay ready for opportunities, because opportunities present themselves and you must grab them with both hands. So I hope everyone up there and everyone that's linked to my name and everyone that's praying for my name to be linked to theirs stays in shape, because who knows what will happen.
Was that a conscious decision on your part prior to that press conference? I've never seen anything like that, where a guy just pretty much goes up there and turns himself into a lone wolf and like an Uzi is just spraying everyone in sight. If a brawl would have broken out there, I think you would have been by yourself. I think you alienated every fighter up there. Did you do that on purpose? Was there a reason for that?
By myself, I would have whooped everyone's ass up there as well. Make no mistake about that. You know, I don't know, Ariel. I'm just recognizing what I'm bringing to the game. It's me who has all these fights. But I essentially set the game on fire there at that press conference and flew home to sweet, sweet Dublin, Ireland with my gold belt and my multi-millions of dollars. And I'm waiting my next multi-9-figure contract, which is en route. So that's what I done. I just let everyone up there know. I let the bosses that weren't up there know what I bring, my worth. Even fights that have linked to my name are main event status. There's no other fighter in the game that has that. When fighters lose to a fighter to the fighter, not a draw, but when they lose to me, they're draws. They can go to different regions and headline and make 7-figure revenues on the gate, and that's what I'm doing. They're offspring numbers that nobody else would know or really pay attention to, but I pay attention to it. My name brings numbers. If you have an association with my name, whatever the result, you will be main event slots after that, because that's what my name brings. It puts you into a spotlight. It gives you that status. So I'm well aware of that. These are also cards that I should have my hand in the pie as well. You know what I mean? I should be getting compensated for these cards as well, I feel. So I just went out there and let that be known. Let it be known. Let the facts be known. I'm the only fight here, and it wasn't just because we were up on that stage. I said it backstage as well. I said the numbers rule. All the belts and all the other shit mean nothing. Everyone was handed a belt. Jose was handed his belt. The belts mean nothing. Numbers rule in this game, and I'm the ruler of the number. So I let that be known. And what's the middleweight guy, Luke? You know, he was touching the belt, and it's about being number one. I was thinking, looking at that schmuck. I was like, listen, you fool. You were on this like romantic bachelor reality TV show. Don't be trying to talk to me about that shit. You're a bum. He's a bum like the rest of them are bums. And I just wanted to let that be known. It's my name that's bringing numbers. It's my name that's bringing this revenue. So be grateful. Recognize it. Recognizing somebody that's doing something great will allow you to go and do something great. Hating on it and being bitter on it, you're going to fall. Look what happened to, what's that other schmuck's name? Luke Barnett. Remember him?
Yes.
Do you remember him?
Yes.
Where's he at now? Where's he at now? Do you know what I'm saying? And that's no disrespect to him, because people can be wrong at times and people don't understand how to... I would not rub it in on people, but you just have to recognize, don't be bitter. Because you won't get better then. You know what I mean? You'll be stuck. You'll be left behind. So, but people will be people. And they'll allow it to eat away at them. They focus on other people instead of focusing on themselves, and they'll never reach that high height. I can only continue to repeat myself and try and educate them, but if they don't listen, then fuck them. You know what I mean? I'm still here. I'm still here at the top. I'm still here with the highest paid. Let's compare contracts. Because now the contract I'm talking, Ariel, is 9 figures. 9 figures I'm talking. Nobody in the game has talked 9 figures. That's 100 million plus. That's my contracts. So that's where I'm at. And I've done it the way I've done it. So
are you
either
confident?
learn from it or don't. That's on you.
Are you confident you will get that contract?
When you're bringing in 50 to 60 million revenue on a fight where the main event guy has pulled out 2 weeks before, you think anyone else can do that? This next one, we're estimating a gate of $10 million just for the gate alone. This is going to bring in $90 to $100 million, this card here. So you're damn right, I get it. I came at them with facts. I came at them with numbers. I didn't go round the bell. I looked them dead in the eye with straight facts. And that's all you can... When somebody comes at you with clear facts, clear numbers, there's only one thing you can do in that situation. Respect it. You've got to respect good business. If you don't respect good business, then that's on you. So I'm very confident that we will come to a deal, and it will be in the 9-figure mark. Rightfully so.
I said after that press conference, I was very surprised. Everyone kind of handled themselves pretty well, but I was surprised that of all people, Joseph Duffy didn't say anything, because he's the guy who could say, look, I fought you before, and it was a long time ago, but I beat you. So, I got a fight in Dublin. Why don't you sit down? He didn't say a thing. Did that surprise you?
Not particularly. I felt, it's easy for people looking in, even fighters looking in, that they don't understand when it's all added on. I'm sure he's feeling that now, all that main events, all the obligations that come with it. It's not just showing up at the gym. It's not just that no more. There's a lot more to it. So I saw a man who choked up there, but it is what it is. That fight. How can he say that? How can he say anything about that fight when 1 year after that fight, he got beat and he quit the sport? So I laid out the facts about his career already. He faced it 1 year after me and him fought. He was beaten for the Cage Warriors lightweight title, and he quit the sport, retired, moved country, changed teams, and took up another sport. They're facts. Then he sees my success and sees the Irish success. Even though he's off somewhere else, he ain't in Ireland. He's never been in Ireland, never trained in Ireland once in his life. And then he sees all of this. Then he shaves a shamrock in his head. Then he calls himself Irish Joe and tries to come back and capitalise off of that and milk that. Now, I can't hate that, because make that revenue, make what you can for your family. I don't hate that man for that. But facts are facts, and that's the story of his career. So we'll see how his career plays out. I wish him well. I feel it's going to be an interesting contest. I think Dustin's in a good place. Dustin's in a good place mentally, I feel. He's came through that. He's experienced that. I feel Joe was new to it. But we'll see. I'm interested to see how it plays out. There's many fights brewing, and I have my eye on every one of them.
What's it going to be like for you on the 24th of October in the market that you built? When you were on this show for the first time, you said, I will drag them back to Dublin. Dublin was not on their radar. You brought them back there, and it was one of the most memorable nights in UFC history. On the 24th of October, you will not be on that card. He will be main eventing that slot, and he has been given this title, the last man to beat Conor McGregor. Does that piss you off that he's in that main event slot in the market that you built?
Not one bit. I would have likened. I felt it should have been Paddy's show. I felt it should have been Paddy's main event, or maybe Gunny. But Gunny is going to be on my card in Vegas, so I felt that was the night for Paddy. But I feel Paddy, Aisling, and Cahill, it's going to be they're the true main events. Joe is not from Dublin. He's not. He was born in Ireland, but he's currently in Canada. He's from London, Wales. I don't know where the fuck he's from, but he ain't from here. He ain't never stepped foot in that arena. He ain't never trained around this area. So, but I don't mind. It's good business. You sell it as the last man to beat me, and you put him against a guy that I've beat, and it instantly has my name attached to it. So I cannot, like I said, there's only one thing you can do when you're faced with good business. You respect it, and that's what I do. And I respect good business. Build up those opportunities. Maybe a rematch down the line with Dustin. Maybe a rematch down the line with Joe. I don't hold grudges on that. I did ask to be on the show. I don't care if it's 9,000. The reason I wasn't on the show is because the venue's too small now. You know what I mean? The venue's not too small for me. The venue's perfect for me. So I would have happily took that main event. I felt I've earned the right to be able to say when I want to fight and when I do not want to fight. And that was one time, like most times, I want to fight. You know what I mean? I would have liked to be on that card. But it is what it is. I'll take my seat. I'll enjoy the atmosphere for Paddy's fight, the crazy Dublin atmosphere, supporting their own. For Cahill's fight, for Aisling's fight, supporting their own. And then I'll sit and watch the main event that I have built for them. So I look forward to it.
Have you been assured by the UFC brass that if you beat Jose Aldo in December, that your first title defense will be at Croke Park? Is that 100% fact at this point?
I haven't really spoke about what's next because we're still in the what's now.
Okay.
Phase right now, so we'll see. Croke Park will definitely happen. I have no doubt about it. We're in no hurry with it. I will continue winning. I will see what state the featherweight division is in after that weekend. I feel it will be up in flames at that stage. I feel it will be dead in the water, like I said it would be, like I said I would do. And then I feel I will head up to that 155-pound division and dice that up as well. So, if Frankie comes through and win. Maybe then I'll consider staying around, or I don't know. We'll see what happens. Right now, like I said, the word that's on my mind is unify.
Is that the last guy left though? Like if Chad wins the night before, is it pretty much cemented that you move up to 155 at that point?
Not that I can't ever come back down.
Right.
Not that I ever can come back down. If something's brewing, I'll come back down.
But as far as your next fight,
problem. After the Aldo fight,
yeah,
I'd like the Croke Park fight to be my world title lightweight fight. That's what I'd like. I'd like to get crowned that second belt in Croke Park. But we'll see. See what happens.
We have a couple of minutes left. You good?
Yeah, walk away, brother. I'm good. I just finished my evening massage. I had a good training session today. I went down to the gym, done some jiu-jitsu, done some capoeira, done some flow sparring. Come home. I have my deep tissue guy here. Rub me out.
It's good to
I
be
have
the king.
Employees now. It's damn good. I have employees now, and my employees are making more money than the half them bums on the UFC roster. So yeah, it's a damn good life for me, and I'm enjoying every minute of it.
I'm wondering.
So walk away, brother. Your 300th episode.
Yes.
Fucking hell, fair play to you.
Thanks.
300 long. That's long. That's double the amount. Oh no, well it's almost double the amount of UFC shows.
Yeah.
That's big. Fair play to you.
Well, there have been more than 200 UFC events because you have the fight nights and all that. But whatever, I'll take the compliment. Hey, I'm wondering about your experience on The Ultimate Fighter because Ronda Rousey famously said it messed with her. She didn't like it. I will say this. I want to get your take on it, but I will say this just off the top. I love the fact that you're not wearing the jersey, that you don't look like everyone else. You still show up in the suit and all that. Finally, someone has done this because, when I saw Brock Lesnar wearing that jersey on that show on the, I think, 13th or 14th season, it ruined it for me. The aura was gone. And I said, I don't want to see Conor McGregor wearing a green jersey. Thankfully, you have not done that. So what's it been?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The fights are on.
But did you enjoy? I know
we're all locked up in a shack.
Yeah.
Oh, well, in fairness, I wasn't in a shack. I was in a 7-bedroom, 12,000 square foot mansion. But still, I felt like the amount of time I spent in it, it felt like a damn shack after a while. But there's fights on. What else have we got to do? Stick on a nice short, nice tie, nice pair of pants, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed waking up, getting dressed, going to watch the fights. I didn't want to go backstage. I didn't want to be in people's faces. You know what I mean? The coach and staff that I brought over, my pad man, Roddy, my wrestling coach, Sergey, Tom as well, Arik, my jiu-jitsu coach. I brought Gunny over. I wanted to give them a platform. You know what I mean? But they haven't really played into that too much. They've just kind of played on the story of me not being there, and then I am there, and all this type of thing. But the coach and staff I brought over done a phenomenal job and done the job that they were supposed to do. I came in. I didn't baby nobody. I don't need to hold nobody's hand. I get in and show them what situations I feel will happen in each fight and let the chips fall where they may. Uriah played it like team, and you've got to do this. You got to be on time. Push, push, push. They're all banged up. They're all grown men, and they're all banged up bad. They're all locked away in a house. You just got to create an environment where they can come into the gym, free their body, sharpen their mind, and send them in. And keep watching. I know there's a lot of controversy about my coaching style versus his coaching style, but stay tuned and let's see how it plays out.
So, on the show, it seemed clear to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, you really didn't want to do this. Like 3 days after your fight, all the drama, it really felt like they had to drag you in there. And at first you had to almost convince yourself that this was something that you were going to be a part of. Were you kind of unhappy there for the first couple of days that you had agreed to this?
2 days before it started, I said, I'm out here. I'll see you later. I'm not doing this. I'm only finished. Like, fair enough if I had to beat Aldo and then I had been Mendez or it had been a fight at the end of it or something. I don't know. But just it seemed pointless to me. And I didn't know about it until after the fight, even who the coach was. I just kind of put it into the back of my mind. And then when I'm in the octagon after Chad is KO'd, Uriah comes up to me and says, I'll see you in a few days. And I was like, what the fuck? How am I going to see him in a few days? You know what I mean? Then all of a sudden it was him. So I messaged him 2 days before the show started. I said, there's no point in me doing this. Nobody cares about this unless there's a fight. Let's schedule a fight. There's the date, October 24th. The show wraps then. I'll whoop Uriah in Dublin, my hometown. The show that I built, give me that, and then I'll go and smoke Jose in December. But they played the safe bet and they didn't give it to me. So, but I understand that. So whatever, I was just at that stage I was drained. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to go home. I wanted to go home with my family. Enough was enough now. Let me just chill for a fucking minute. But then when I got there, I swear to God, when I got there, and I was watching the day we were watching them fight to get into the house, and Dana turns and was like, think of what he said to me. He said, think of what we're doing here. We're sitting here and watching these fights live and just what, and I just stopped and thought to myself, this is brilliant. He's right. We're chilling here, watching these young kids trying to chase their dream. And you're watching the story from the start. Like before they walked out, I'm reading because on the cards they have like little bios of them, like they tell a little bit of their story. So you're reading their story in their background, and then you're watching them walk out and fight. It was actually a phenomenal experience, and it just took me that time. It just took me back. I said to myself, "What am I doing this for? Am I doing? You know what I mean? Do I want to do it or not? You know what I mean? If I was to go into that show with that kind of negative attitude and that vibe that I didn't want to be there, it wouldn't play right. It would only make more. It would only bring on more of those feelings. So I sat back and I was grateful for the opportunity that I had here, where I could come in and watch this and be a part of this. And I'd watched the show like many of us had watched the show years and years ago. So I was thinking in my head, why do I want to go? What? You know what I mean? This is just 6 weeks. Let's go and have fun here and have a new experience. This is an experience that I can look back on for the rest of my life. You know, and this is a once in a lifetime experience that very, very few people get to experience. So that was the approach I took after that very first day, and I grew with it. You know what I mean? So that I felt that was the right approach, to have a positive outlook on it and to realize that this is what I'm in the game for these once-in-a-lifetime experiences. This game, I absolutely love this game more than I love anything, you know what I mean? So I had a lot of fun then with it, and it was great to be a part of it. It was great, you know, it was great to give the opportunity to my coaches as well. You know what I mean? There was a paid opportunity for them, get their faces out there, and then I had Artem in there, and then other people, and it was just a great experience overall. And keep watching the show, and because it turns even better.
Who is the true number one face of the Ultimate Fighting Championship? Is it Conor McGregor or Ronda Rousey right now? Can I say
male and
something?
female.
By the way, before you answer,
Opinion.
I feel like you choose your words wisely when you talk about Ronda. Am I onto
I
something
have a
here?
lot of respect for Ronda. Rightfully so. She's as dominant as they come. I'm a big fan of Ronda. I always have been. I always big up her fights. I always celebrate. So I don't choose my words wisely, but I don't. I'm not gonna disrespect anyone. You know what I mean? Not in the way. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you're not in the way, then you're good. Ronda is the queen, and I am the king.
Any lessons to be learned from the John Jones situation for you?
I don't know. I haven't really. He's back now. I'm happy to see him back. John's a great guy. I've met John many times. I messaged him a few weeks back, wishing him well in this time, and I hope to see him back. And I can't wait to see him back. You know, just to give him that bit of support. The same way I feel with that Nick Diaz situation, which is absolutely ridiculous. I can't wrap my head around that whole situation. I mean, 5 years is absolutely ridiculous. I wish him well as well. And I've always been a big fan of Nick and his style of fighting. And it would be a sad day if Nick doesn't lace up the gloves again and make that octagon walk. So I learn from everything. I learn from every situation, but I just keep myself grounded. I pick up my focus again. Sometimes I lose it, but I pick it back up. And when I pick it back up and I'm on, and I have that hunger, there's no one that can do this game better than me. There's nobody that can do what I do.
The biggest show in UFC history is on the horizon, UFC 200. It's coming up July of 2016. Do you feel like you must be a part of that card? And if you had your way, who would it be against? What's the perfect scenario?
When is it, July?
July 9th, 2016.
Is there a venue? Oh, it's in that new MGM.
The new
stadium,
MGM, yep. First UFC event there.
I feel Jose December, maybe Crow Park April, May, and then July UFC 200. Maybe a defense of the lightweight belt, or maybe a fight for the lightweight belt. Maybe fight for the lightweight belt then. I don't know. There are many great fights there. Many fights brewing. There are many big numbers to be had in the future, and I'm just going to continue making them and continue racking them up and enjoying the ride.
Couple last quick things. I'm wondering, your coach John Kavanagh told me this time around you're staying in Dublin for this camp. You enjoyed tremendous success leading up to 189 in Vegas. You're going to Vegas around 4 weeks before the fight. Why are you changing things this time?
Not. You know, I've spent time in Las Vegas in its most heaviest climate, at its hottest, like literally mid-July. It's unbearable. If there was no air conditioning, you know, you have a relationship with the air conditioning when you're in Las Vegas. You know what number you want it on at what particular time of the day. If there was no air conditioning, we'd all be dead. So I spent a crazy time in its craziest time. So now it's rolling into December. I feel Vegas is a second home for me. I'm comfortable in it. I feel 3 weeks, 2 weeks is plenty for me because I have acclimatized to that in the past. It will be nothing to me. And then at home when I roll to the gym, there's a million bodies down there every day. Now that I don't have to lock my frame, now that I'm free to train with anyone and move any way again, I'm enjoying my training here. I show up to the gym, I do whatever I feel, and there's many bodies to work with and to learn with and to grow with. So I always get in absolutely phenomenal shape back home. So I feel I will turn myself into an animal. And then 3 weeks before the fight, I will make my way to Las Vegas and begin bringing my weight down and preparing for that fight. And then I will go in and be in tip-top shape and run through Jose.
It was beautiful to see just how emotional you were after winning the interim title in July. I had a chance to talk to your father. He was on this show. That was tremendous. It was just great to see all your friends and training partners. Having the chance to talk to you in the locker room was a moment I'll never forget. It was just great to see you enjoy that moment. Was there a singular moment that stood out, though, a conversation you had with a family member or coach, something that happened that night or in the days afterwards where that you'll always remember when you're 80 years old and just sitting around, that you'll always remember, wow, it all came together for me that night?
I don't know, when I hugged my mother and when I saw my mother in the octagon, I hugged her there. You know, that was a special moment for me. And, you know, there's something that people from where I'm from anyway. I don't know where other people are from, but where I'm from, when people make it and have success, there's one thing on their mind, and that's family. And that was what I had in my mind. When I came home from Las Vegas, I spoiled my family. I took every bill off of my family. You know, I paid for my mother's mortgage. I gave everyone brand new cars. I gave them, you know, on the climb, I always visualized giving to people that are around me, what it would feel like to roll up one day and say, hey, you don't got to, that mortgage on the house is gone now. I'm going to take, that's no problem now. Don't worry about that. They are things I used to dream of, and see what were their reactions. So when I came home, I invited them up to my home, and we sat down, we had dinner, and, you know what I mean, and we talked about all these type of things, and I took every bill off of their hands, every single bill. My whole family is retired young now, so that's the things that motivate me to push on, and that's why I do it. That's why I went through that struggle, and why I pushed and faced that adversity and conquered that adversity like true champions do, so I could come home and do that for my mother and my family, and look after the people that have been around from day one. Same with John. John's been around and helped me so much, and I'll never ever stop being grateful for John's help. So I came home as well and help John, and you know what I mean. I don't know. I just want to give to the people that have given me so much. So that's something I can be grateful for and keep pushing, and that's why I keep pushing. But if a moment would be when my mother came into the octagon, I hugged her, and that was a special moment for me.
Conor, final question. We'll end on this as we look towards December. And it's amazing to me. And again, by the way, thank you so much. I know how busy you are. This really means the world to me that you'd come on. It's amazing. Even today, Anthony Pettis said headlines, he still hasn't beaten anyone. And even at the press conference, they were saying that. And Chad Mendes and Poirier were sitting right over there, still hasn't beaten anyone. When will this talk end? Will it ever end? Will it end after Aldo, in your opinion? Do you just sit back and laugh? Max Holloway's doing what he's doing. Mendes has done what he's done. Poirier has done what he's done. Look at Brandao in his last fight. Marcus Brimage is still around. Why are they so reluctant to give you the credit that you deserve?
I don't care. You know what I mean? Like I said before, I am not in this game to get for credit. It's cash I am here for. At this level, I am after the numbers. So they'll never give me the credit I deserve, but I do not seek credit from them, from people I do not know. I seek cash from them, and that's it. Pettis can say I have never fought anyone, but he's never fought anyone. Who's he fought? You know what I mean? Who has he fought really? He's fought nobody as well, and his numbers are really, really low. He lost his last fight, so that's a crazy statement from Anthony. And I don't mind Anthony. He's okay. I like his style of fighting. I think it would be a good fight down the line, but he needs to check his mind frame, and he needs to look at the numbers and see who really is at the top of the game, and make his climb back, because as far as I'm concerned, he's back on the Fight Pass events right now, I believe, or you know what I mean. He's fighting. He's lower now, so. But there will always be something, Ariel. When Jose falls in one, they'll come up with something else. So, I don't know. I'll still be here, and I'll still be winning.
I say this to all the people who come up to me. A lot of your fans come up to me. Oh, has Conor changed? Is he different from when he was on your show the first time? It's amazing. It's the same exact guy, and that's the best compliment that I could give to someone. Again, thank you so much, Conor. You're all class, my friend. You're a top man. I really appreciate you coming on. Best of luck to you in training. Best of luck in the fight. I can't wait for it. One of the most anticipated fights of all time. But again, it means the world that you would come on the show today. I truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you.
No, thank you so much, Ariel. I'm grateful you'd have me on. We've had some fun on all these episodes. I think this is my fourth or fifth, maybe fourth.
Oh, fifth at least. You remember we had Steve Collins on. Remember that moment?
Maybe that's. Oh yeah, that was unbelievable. I tell you what. You know what I want to do one day when it's all wrapped up, like make a little, like continuous ones. You know, have them all back to back, and that'd be something that we could look back on. But I appreciate you having me on the show. Congratulations on your success, and I'll talk to you soon, I'm sure.
All right. Thank you so much, Conor. There he is, the one and only, the notorious one, Conor McGregor. Unbelievable as always. A pleasure as always. Riveting as always. What more can you say about the man? It was February of 2013. Was it 2013? or 2012, 2013, one of those. Time flies. Right before that Sweden show, he came on this program, and he called a lot of the things that have since come true, amazingly, while saying he didn't have a pot to piss in, while saying, there wasn't much going on for him at the time. I think he didn't have a car then. He was eating blueberries. It's an unbelievable appearance. And it really is true. It's the same guy. It really is. Don't be fooled by the suit, the watch, the shoes. Don't be fooled by any of that. The haircut, it's really the same guy.